Alright, guys, sorry I'm late. My mouse was having issues, so I had to find a new mouse, and then after that, even after I found the new mouse, I'm losing my train of thought. After I found the new mouse, my computer needed to update because I had to turn my computer off and on, and yeah. Anyway, now I'm here, so hopefully you guys are all doing good. Good morning. We are back at all-time highs. So crazy. So I'm not gonna lie, guys. Decent chance that I don't take a trade because of this. Because I hate trading at all-time highs. It's just really hard. So okay, I'm logging into my Apex accounts. Here we go. Alright, let's talk about what we got going on today. So, like I said yesterday, well, actually, let me get my account set up first. Oops. I already have them set up from yesterday. It's the same. Let me just double check that it's the same. Yeah, I'm just going to double check real quick. Manage groups. Number 7, 1 account. Number 15, 1 account. Number 14, 1 account. Eval 35, 6 accounts. 1, 1, 1, 6. Okay. Alright, that's set up. Hey Jake, did you fix chat problem yesterday? I got dropped from stream and couldn't reconnect. Yeah, I got the chat fixed. I can see it now. We're all good with that. That's kind of annoying though. How did that... That's so weird. That's so weird. I wonder... It might be because... Oh, yesterday I made a new stream. So I stopped the old stream and then I went live again on a different stream. Hey, what up, Medback? How's it going, bro? So yeah, like I was saying, I just restarted the stream so it was a different link. So that's possibly why. Like I was saying, guys, today it's going to be kind of hard, and I honestly might not take a trade today. Just a heads up for my own personal thoughts on the market, because it's really hard to trade when you get back in all-time highs because you really have nothing to work with. But as far as what I think's going on so far today, well, we had this 4-hour fair value gap that we talked about yesterday. We ended up getting S&T in that fair value gap. And then this was also, by the way, this was also a daily gap. See that? The daily gap here. But on the 4-hour, it fills it more fully, so I like using the 4-hour here. And then we get a 15-minute change state of delivery. Pretty clean. And yeah, then we went back to all-time highs. It was just a very simple day. Yesterday was one of my favorite days because of how simple it was. Literally just 4-hour for value gap, change state delivery, back to all-time highs. Yeah, to be honest though, it might chill out and generate, but I think it could keep expanding through because higher time frame is so bullish right now. Let me measure this out real quick. Yeah, I think we'll probably, if I just had to take a wild guess, I think this is a buy model with the 4 hour and the 15 minute. You can see the second standard deviation was respected. So my guess is we'll go to the fourth standard deviation and we'll drive through. But you see how the second standard deviation was respected. So that's just my guess. I think we're gonna continue higher, but that's just a guess. Like at all-time highs, it's just really hard to work with anything. So yeah, 4 hour for value gap. Oh, and guys, do you guys want me to tell you something that I've never talked about before on my channel? I've never talked about it once. I've never even talked about it on a live stream. Let me know if you guys want to know like some crazy secret sauce, but I'm honestly debating if I make a video on it though, because I wasn't sure if it was real for the longest time, but this morning I was looking at it, and at this point I'm pretty confident that it's a real thing. And yeah, I'm actually pretty sure it's Enigma actually, but I just don't know if I want to make a video on it because I wasn't sure if it was real for the longest time, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, so you guys know how yesterday it was just a really obvious buy model, right? 4 hour 4 hour for value gap with SMT with previous day's low. I'll just tell you real quick, since we're at all-time highs and there's not really any opportunity right now. Well, actually, we do have this 5-minute gap, but like I said, I don't think I'm interested in trading at all-time highs, so I'm not gonna really do anything here. I'll just show you guys real quick. So previous day's low SMT, right? We sweep out previous day's low, and in my video yesterday, I explained how this is like crazy high probability. No, it's not. It's not trading wicks. Now I have you guys all interested, huh? So the 2022 model, right? It's constantly working on the market. That's like the 2022 model is like basically Enigma. But specifically what Enigma is it tells you where the 2022 model is going to form. And if you don't believe me, check this out. This is called Goldbach dealing ranges. You have to get this indicator. It's free though. But basically it's going to tell you where the 2022 model is going to form. So watch this. You have to line it up so that way it makes sense with liquidity. But if I turn this on and I switch this to that, if it'll load, and then you have to adjust it so that way, so for instance, it's trying to use this one since that's the one we're currently in, but I want to look at the one beneath it, so I have to switch it down. So for the longest time I wasn't sure if it was real, but basically it's going to tell you where the market maker model is going to form. And so right here, the fair value gap for the 2022 model is going to form within these two lines. And so then look at this. You can see the fair value gap forms right there. Because remember, we got a liquidity sweep with previous day's low at the low of the dealing range, break of structure, and the fair value gap forms in the fair value gap zone. And so it's basically like it tells you exactly where the 2022 models are going to happen. So, pretty crazy. And then you can see we expand to the opposite side of the dealing range perfectly. So yeah, this is Enigma. I'm like 95% sure. But yeah, kind of crazy. But I've never talked about that on my channel before because I wasn't sure if it was real for the longest time. But looking at that this morning, that basically confirmed it to me. Like, yeah, that's like too precise to not be a thing, because that was like perfect. And it also was with previous day's low, and it's like we had SMT with previous day's low too. It's like that's a higher probability SMT. Like everything lined up, and I'm like, yeah, the market's definitely moving off of that. So, anyway. I'll probably make a video on it at some point, but I want to understand it better, to be honest, because in all honesty, I don't understand it 100%, but I don't need to understand it all right now. Hopefully that made sense. Did that make sense, guys? How about the risk? What do you mean? It's just the 2022 model. Yeah, it does need a video. It's kind of crazy though, isn't it? I need to make a video on it, but it's like I said, I feel like I need to like understand it a little better, because I don't know in what circumstances it will work and what circumstances it won't. I just know sometimes it does. It does work sometimes, but a lot of times it doesn't. So I just don't know all the minor details, and so I'm like, do I want to make a video on it or not? But clearly there it worked, right? And it was really precise. Like, you saw how we went right from the low of the dealing range to the high perfectly. So it's like, you can't really make that up, to be honest. But yeah, and it's just crazy because it's exactly where the dealing range low is exactly where this buy model formed, right? This is a giant buy model. And at the low of the dealing range is exactly where this formed. It's like, well, that's crazy. When it does work, it's just the 2022 model. Basically, it's basically just like, here's the highest probability area for the fair value gap for the 2022 model to form. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. It's just basically this zone is where the highest probability area for a fair value gap for the 2022 model to form is. And if the fair value gap forms in that zone, it's like additional confluence. It's not like very, I would say like there's always going to be risk, but like it's another confluence to decrease the risk, I'd say. Because like, for instance, you have previous day's low SMT, you sweep out this low, and then you get that third confluence with really good liquidity above it, and it's at the high of that dealing range. You're like, okay, I'm pretty sure we're going to go up to those highs. And then we do. But yeah, like I said, guys, it's really hard to trade to all-time highs. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Like, there's a reason I've never talked about it before because it was very speculative for me for a long time. Like, I wasn't sure if it was real, but I don't know. After seeing that this morning, I'm like, yeah, that's a little too precise. So yeah, this ended up working out, guys. This 5 minute fair value gap. I was saying how this 5 minute fair value gap could hold price, and if it did, I was considering looking for like a 30-second change of state delivery. But I don't see one in here, to be honest. Let's see. There's just it's just gonna be hard to get a trade because we're just expanding to the upside, and I'm definitely not shorting. In no world am I shorting, so good chance I do not take a trade today. Like, pretty decent chance I don't take a trade. The only way I take a trade most likely is if we really actually start to move down, and then we get an opportunity back up, or maybe to take out these low resistance lows. But most likely I want to take a long. Check gold that has LRLR. I only really like to trade NQ because wait, that's not the right one. This or this. Yeah, gold actually does have really good LRLR, huh? Can I trade gold on here? Let me switch the screen. How do I switch this to gold? I have to add a thing, and I have to go. Oh, it's right here. GC. So this is the one I want, micro gold. Oh, why is the candles like that? Anyway, that's how I got gold to show up now. So I guess I could trade it, but yo, what up, Demrick? So yeah, like I was, he wanted me to look at gold, so that's why I'm on gold right now. I normally don't do this, but Nasdaq's at all-time highs, and there is literally no opportunity that I'm gonna have with Nasdaq. Like, I really don't want to take any of these 5 minute gaps because just lower probability, and yeah, we're at all-time highs, so it just makes it hard. So I am looking at this right now. And we do have this 4-hour BPR. Idaho. We do have this 4-hour BPR. And we swept out these lows. But yeah, I'm not sure. MGQU. Dang, gold futures expire every month? That's crazy. I didn't know that. So if I wanted to risk... Oh, I need to do micro gold contracts, right? Micro gold. Okay. So if so the nice thing is the risk is still in that indicator. So yeah, I could theoretically do a trade on gold if I just bought one contract. Theoretically, I could. I need to get rid of all these extra indicators. So back to NQ. Yeah, I think we will expand up to that fourth standard deviation. Not exactly sure what we should do about that. Probably just won't get a trade. Unless it's on gold. I mean, we do now have a new 5-minute gap that we could use as an opportunity to get a flow state, but did we end up getting 30-second changes to delivery here? I really don't want to take these 5-minute gaps. It's just so much risk when you're so far in premium. Oh, is there 8 viewers? That's crazy. That's a lot. But yeah, like I said, like, I really don't think I'm going to get a trade because there's just no entry opportunity. We're just expanding higher to this fourth standard dev. Stadov. Yeah, let's take a look more at gold because honestly, if we do get a trade, it will probably not be on gold because I'm not trading NQ. I'm going to switch this to silver. And we do have SMT. Wow, look at this daily BPR. Look how perfectly we react off of it. That's crazy. Okay. And then we have SMT with this low. Yeah, it's silver. Man, like I much prefer to trade Nasdaq, but I really can't be trading NQ right now. Like unless I take 5-minute gaps, but I just feel like there's more risk, then it's worth to do that. Like if you could only take 10 trades in a year, would you take one at all-time highs delivering from a 5-minute gap? Like, is that really a trade you want to risk your money on if you were a millionaire? If the answer is no, then why are you taking it? Like, I want to only take the trades that are actually like a high degree of edge or probability to work. So I mean, I know that we're gonna expand to this fourth standard deviation, but like, what am I supposed to do about that? I mean, well, probably. I'm not saying for sure. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there is SMT with that low. I like this as a 4-hour gap better, even though the daily gap is very precise. I like it. I like thinking about it as this 4-hour gap here. So I'm gonna move this to be a 4-hour. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really light bulb, and I definitely don't want to force anything. So, tough. Very tough. I'm going to go back to NQ. There's nothing here. I mean, yeah. Like I said, fourth standard deviation, here we come. What am I supposed to do? I'm not going to full port to all-time highs. I'm not going to go YOLO. I'm not, like, what am I supposed to do? Genuinely. I bet you there was a trade in here. I'm curious. Let's go down in the lower time frame and check. Yep, here's change state delivery on the 32nd. So 5-minute gap, 30-second change state delivery, and first standard deviation hit, second standard deviation hit, third standard deviation hit, fourth standard deviation hit, eighth standard deviation hit. Nah. But actually, though, this is pretty cool. Like, this was a nice model right here. Where it's just a 5-minute. Like, when you're at all-time highs, these 5-minute gaps, or like when you're aggressively expanding in a direction, the 5-minute gaps will actually work wonders sometimes. Like, a lot of time, it's like, oh, how do I get an entry? How do I get an entry? The 5-minute gaps with the 30-second change state deliveries is how you get an entry. And it's like, it was very hard for me to realize that for the longest time. And I don't love them because, you know, it's a very specific circumstance. You have to be able to take it, what am I saying? You need, in order to take a 5-minute gap with a 30-second change state delivery, you need to have a lot of conviction that we're aggressively expanding. Like, you need to know for a fact. Change state delivery, you basically go like this. 5-minute gap, 30-second change state delivery, and then you enter when we retest the change state delivery, and then you put your stop loss at the low. And then all the standard deviations, they're all your take profits. So TP1, you can see that gets hit perfectly. TP2, I take half off at TP1 and the other half off in between 1 and 2. I don't go for more than 2R. But theoretically, this would have hit 3R. Theoretically, this would have hit 4R. So 30-second change state delivery, enter on the retest, and you want to see some kind of sweep. So, we do sweep out this low. It could have been more obvious, but we do sweep out that low. Yeah. SASD retest. Boom. So yeah, and it has to be the aligned time frame. And if you don't know the aligned time frames, there's a thing in the Flow State Discord. So, not Flow State, a thing in the Discord under the Flow State model, and it's here, like this. So if you have, so basically PDA, the main ones I use are fair value gaps. Just think of this as just a higher time frame for value gap. So fair value gap, here's the aligned time frame change state delivery you want to use. So like this one's the only one that I disagree with. I think this is better on the 30-second, but all the other ones in my opinion are right. So 15 minute, 1 minute, 1 hour, 5 minute, 4 hour, 15 minute, and then you enter on the retest 90% of the time. If it's really obvious that we're gonna go run liquidity, then maybe I'll enter on the close, but it just most of the time you want to enter on the retest, stop loss at the low. And yeah. But like I said, guys, oh, why did I get rid of that? Oh, never mind. I didn't. We're still expanding up here. Fourth standard deviation. Here we come. But yeah, like I was saying, this was a trade in here. Can I trade using the 1.5 minute time frame? Theoretically, you can. I mean, it's probably harder, but maybe. I mean, sure. I've never tried it. I don't see why not, though. Man, look at how perfect that was. Just imagine you get one of these 5 minute, 30-second entries, and then you held it to like let's say the market ends up going all the way to 25,000 or something. Imagine you just get one of these entries, and then every single time you just hold it at imagine you just every single time you try and get one of these 5 minute, 30-second entries. Once you get one, you go to break even, and then you just let it run. You just let it run to 25,000. Imagine. Just like, sure, yeah, a lot of time you're going to get stopped out. But even if one of them hits, bro, if one of these 5 minute, 30-second change state deliveries hit, literally just one. If one hits to 25,000, if literally just one, you could get 10 attempts, 20 attempts, but it's like, who cares? If one of them hit, could you imagine 200 to 1 RR? That would be crazy. Anyway, yeah, this is just tough price action to trade. I'm not really seeing anything besides these 5 minute, 30-second ones. Here we had another 5 minute gap here. And then theoretically this is a 30-second chain state delivery, but I don't love it because I don't know, it feels like this is just too big of a manipulation move. It's just not, I don't prefer it. I'll say that. I just don't prefer it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than we're drawing here probably. Almost certainly. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. This is just tough conditions to trade. You can't really do much about it. It is what it is. So now we're just chilling and we're just watching the chart. Was there actually 8 people watching? If so, that's crazy. Yo, we got a new subscriber. Let's go. Yo, we got 3 new subscribers. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. How many people are watching? I'm curious. 5. That's sick. Yeah, guys, here we are. What'd I say? We have arrived at our target. Or we're almost there. And the reason I said that, I thought that was obvious, is because this is just a really obvious 4-hour, 15-minute model. It's really obvious because we have a really obvious 4-hour gap. We swept liquidity twice, and then we got a 15-minute changes to delivery. So I know this is a really good manipulation leg to use for the standard deviations. So when I measure this out, you can see how perfect this is. So I'm anticipating this one to be pretty perfect as well. Because this is just a really obvious model here. They left when I said no trade today. Are they trying to copy me? That's funny. Let's go, random guy, you're number 1. Hey, if they just... Nah, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say... Never mind. I was going to say if they just full ported to the 4th standard deviation, they'd probably making bank. I'm just kidding. Nobody ever do that, please. Please do not do that. That is not trading. That is gambling. Yeah, maybe. I'm still getting better though, guys. And like I said, like, I mess up a lot, and so people have to take on the risk of me being me and being an idiot sometimes. That's funny though. People are probably gonna copy me. That's funny. But yeah, I do not recommend doing that because I mess up, I do stupid stuff, and I'm just trying to get better. But ideally I'm getting better every day. So look how perfectly we hit that 2nd standard deviation though. Just for fun, I'm curious. I want to look at this. Yep, once again. That fair value gap in the fair value gap partition hit perfectly. I think it's time to make a video on gold block levels, dude. That's crazy. And then we go all the way up to the other side of the dealing range, which is aligned with the 4th standard deviation. That's crazy, dude. So like I said, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. It tells you what fair value gaps are higher probability. So this fair value gap, since it was in the fair value gap zone, this is a higher probability fair value gap. And then we go to the other side of the dealing range. We move from the low to the high. So, crazy. Now, a lot of time it's not that perfect, guys. That's why I was so hesitant to make a video on it for the longest time, because it's not perfect all the time, but when it is bright, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably make a video on it at some point, but it's one of the most gate-kept things. Mostly no one knows about it, because it literally is Enigma. So. Yeah, what can we do? What can we do, guys? Like, if I wanted to YOLO, I could take the 30-second change state delivery off of this, but I'm not going to, right? I just don't have any desire to take a trade all the way up here. It's just not high probability conditions. So, it sucks. We could look at gold again. Maybe there's something on gold, but... yeah, there's just nothing obvious. Like, we are delivering from that 4-hour BPR. But I don't know where we're going. Hey, let's go, Haney. You legend, bro. You legend. Great job. Check Discord. Exactly. Trading is not about perfect. It's about probabilities. Agreed. I'll check Discord right now. Wait, which one is it? This? Or is it this? Oh, this. Oh, here we go. Take profit got hit. Yeah, my computer was updating. Yeah, I didn't take a trade today because we're at all-time highs. And I didn't like anything. So what did you do? This is sick, though. Good job. This was at 950. Let's try and reverse engineer the trade. 950. Yeah, I noticed that one. 5-minute fair value gap. I should have just taken it. Wait a second. You took it. Yeah, you entered the 30-second change of state delivery. So you went 5-minute gap. And then you went 30-second change of state delivery. And then I assume you just targeted like 1R. Is that what you did? Anyway, way solid, dude. Good job. Oh, the first presented FVG, we had SMT. We manipulated the 930 candle. You targeted 2R. What did you... So, can you explain what you did with the first presented fair value gap? Like, when you got the first presented fair value gap? So, the first presented fair value gap was... this one, right? So what did you do? Did you just I'm confused how you use it, to be honest. So this was first presented for value gap, right? So once we inverse it, you use it as a confluence to go the opposite direction. Is that what you do? I don't understand how to use it, to be honest. When we inversed it, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what you did, to be honest. Okay, so ES created an IOFED or something, but I didn't take it, so I waited for NQ to inverse it to confirm. Okay. So, let me see if I can spot it. Oh. Okay, like that. Was it this? Okay. ES created an IOFED or something, but I didn't take it, so I waited for NQ to inverse it to confirm. So you waited for the first presented for value gap to get inversed, and then you longed. Yeah. So why don't you? I'm just curious. How do you know which inversion to take? Because we inverse it to the downside first, and then we re-inverse it back to the upside after. So how did you know to take it when we re-inversed it back up? Yeah, but we inverse the first presented fair value gap right here, right? For the first time we inverse it right here. So you waited for it to get re-inversed a second time on this candle. Because we inverse it and then we inverse it again. Is that right? I assume that's what you mean. But I don't know why you took it. I mean, I would never really take this as an inversion. So that's first of all. But second of all, this just looks higher probability. I did because we had that massive FEG, and that's a CSD. Makes sense. Yeah, just a whole bunch of confluences together. I like it, dude. Oh, you didn't take this. Oh, you wouldn't have taken this inversion because, yeah, there's no liquidity to target. So you typically always wait for the first presented for value gap to get inversed, and that's your entry. Is that right? You're so typically look for first presented fair value gap to get inversed, and that's entry. Is that right? Or do you want to see it get held? Like, what's the ideal scenario? Inversing the first presented for value gap or holding the first presented for value gap? So, but sometimes you want to see it get held, right? Sometimes. Alright. Yeah, guys, I don't know what we do in this situation. I don't really love anything in here. But I will stay on the charts and just chill here until 11:10, but I'm probably not going to do anything because this is just not high probability at all. And yeah, sometimes this is the most important type of day to just not do anything and just to be able to sit and watch and accept that you don't really have a good edge today and be patient. And these are the days that are going to accelerate you profitable more than other days. Yep, it can be inverse, but it got to make sense. I'm telling you, Jake, you learned that first presented for value gap, your win rate will skyrocket. Wait, nah, you want it to hold. Oh. Wait. So ideal scenario is you want the first presented fair value gap to get held. Like, most of the time it's going to get held, like a 2022 fair value gap. Ideally, first presented FVG is held like a 2022 gap. I'm assuming that's what you mean. But based off of liquidity, it can be inverse 2. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Based off liquidity, it can be inverse 2, if it makes sense. Oh, guys, this is just consolidation. But like I said, I have to stay here. I can't. My rules are I have to stay here till 11:10 Eastern. So we will be staying here until 11:10 Eastern, because that is how I do things. Check my weekly profile on Discord. It will make sense. Was this your weekly profile? What does this have to do with the... What does this have to do with the first presented fair value gap, though? Or are you just saying to just check out your weekly profile because you think it's cool? Because I think this is cool. Like, I agree with you. This is a fire analysis, bro. Weekly profile. We dip into that daily fair value gap. That was the higher time frame key level for the week, and now we're expanding away from it. Very clean weekly profile, and there was SMT. Sick, bro. Wait, what is the... We tapped CE of the rejection block. We had massive SMT with ES and an all-time high. We should continue up. Yeah, this is sick. Yeah, the midpoint of this rejection block held really nicely. Cool, bro. I like it. It's just for daily bias. Hey, let's go Medbach. Yeah, we're locked in. I'm staying locked in. But, like, there's really no reason to even possibly be considering a trade. It just doesn't make any sense. There's just nothing here. I mean, this is just not... You don't trade this, guys. So there was really only... If I'm being honest, if I had to pick one opportunity, if I was to read you today and say there was an opportunity, let me think. I actually don't know. I think maybe I would take... Maybe one of these inversions. Didn't Camel take a trade? Wait, I'm going to actually look. Exodus wallet. Yeah, one of these days I want to make that Exodus wallet full. I want to load it up, but I'm still kind of broke right now. But one day. Yeah. Tomorrow's bank holiday. I'll probably just backtest. There should be a chill backtesting session tomorrow. I don't see why not. Should be a chill day to backtest. What was I gonna look at? I cannot remember. Oh, I was gonna see if Camel... So, there was a trade that someone took on Twitter, and I want to see if I like it. So I'm gonna go look at that real quick. When backtesting CST. I just backtest kind of whenever, but my live trading is always going to be from 9:15 Eastern to 11:10 Eastern. Let's go. Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably just backtest instead of when I normally go live. That's probably what I'll do. But I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Check trading floor on Discord. Can we consider the CSD? Yep. Totally valid, bro. You got it. That's exactly right. And you've got a pop above that old high too. Oh, Jan's typing. He's gonna say yes. Called it. Yeah, guys, what do we do in this situation? Oh, I did look at this camel tweet. I gotta go to his Twitter. Let's get to it. Yeah, so this was what he took. Sweep out the low, inverse this, break even, all-time high. That's a decent trade. I think that was right here. What time frame was that on? I probably wouldn't take this because I don't know. I just like higher probability stuff, but like I think this was decent. I don't really know. I guess it was on the 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, we popped below this low, delivering from fair value. Yep. The main thing I don't like is we're so far in premium. It's just hard to take a high probability trade when you're so far in premium, but it is a good trade. It's decent. It's decent. We inverse this fair value gap. Boom. And then we go to all-time highs, and you can go break even at this high here. There's a 1.6. That's pretty good. Sometimes though, you just have to take risks, and that's something that's like hard for me. Is like I just sometimes don't want to take risk, but like sometimes you just gotta say, okay, I'm gonna take the risk on this one. Yeah, I don't love taking trades in pre-market. I will though. I will take a trade in pre-market if the draw on liquidity is obvious enough. Like, it just needs to be making sense in context. I'm gonna go to sleep, man. I already got some good trades, so I'm not going on the charts again. Good luck, G. Thank you, bro. Have a good night. Get some sleep. Hey, we are... Oh. Now we're moving away from this consolidation. You know. There's... Like, we just increased the probability we could get a trade by, like, 1%. But I'm still probably not going to do anything. What would I have to see to get a trade? Well... I don't know. It just have to be really obvious. And right now, nothing is obvious to me. So, good night, good night. Yeah, should I do backtesting today, guys? I'm not gonna lie though. This whole thing seems like accumulation. So I would not take a trade until we break out of this. Did Dodgy take a trade? I don't know. It's a good question. But this seems like accumulation to me. Uh, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure what we do here. I would just prefer not to take a trade because it's definitely whatever trade it is, it's gonna be lower probability no matter what. There's no way around it. Like this is just not optimal conditions. So I really should not take a trade. I don't know what to do, guys. But as per my rules, I have to stay here. So there's still 5 of you guys watching. That's crazy. It's literally the most boring stream ever. We're watching the market move like a snail. Like this is this is so boring. At least earlier today we were expanding higher. That was at least moving in a direction. Now we're literally just completely sideways. Oh, we should check Twitter. He probably, if he took a trade, he probably would have posted it. I think that's what you were saying. Did not think I was going to make money today. My edge proved me wrong. Nice. Like, I don't know. Those types of inverse value gaps maybe just aren't my style and they're more dodgy style, and that's just perfectly fine. I just don't typically take trades like that because I've seen, I don't know. Unless the draw on I like trades where it's just really obvious trendline liquidity, or like it's really obvious we're gonna go run liquidity. I don't know. To me, it's harder for me to want to take inversions where the draw on liquidity just doesn't make as much sense. But this is, I mean, it works for dodgy here, and if I start to see enough of trades that look like this and I start to like them, then I'll definitely consider taking more like this. It's just, for me, I don't know. I probably wouldn't take, like, I would prefer a more obvious sweep. Like, one of my most important things is, like, I really want to see an obvious sweep, and I don't know if I'd consider that an obvious enough sweep, to be honest. But anyway, it worked out, and this is just one where it's added to my mental repertoire, right? You know, it's added to my mental repertoire. But once again, guys, just because someone else takes a trade doesn't mean that trade makes sense for you, and just because you take a trade doesn't mean that it's right for someone else, because they might not understand it and you might not understand their trade. And trading, it's a very conceptual thing. You have to understand from a liquidity point of view, why should the market actually go run to those highs, or why should the market actually go run to those lows? And if you don't conceptualize it and you don't understand why the market should go to those highs or lows, and you're just taking the trade because someone else tells you that it's good, you're doing yourself a disservice, because the whole point of a trade is because you actually have conviction that we're going to go run specific highs or lows in the market. So you have to, like, really understand it on a personal level. And for me, if I don't have that same conviction that someone else does, I'm not going to take a trade just because someone else says they like it. I'm going to have to understand for myself why that trade makes sense. Exactly. And then all these people saying, like, oh, you can't trade more than one model. It's like, guys, I see the market from multiple perspectives. I'm not, a lot of people will hate on me for saying I'm going to trade more than one model, but that's just how I see the market. I don't see it as this is the only way to trade, because the reality is that's not true. There's lots of correct visions that all work together, and I'm able to see that. So why would I not utilize that? But Anyway, guys, this is just terrible. We should look at gold again. Let's at least look at gold again. At least gold, we could maybe predict something on the low time frame. Okay, we do have a 15-minute gap. It's super speculative, right? I'm not taking a trade off of this, but I just want to for fun, I just want to take a look at it. 15-minute gap. Because I'm bored and we literally can't look at NASDAQ because nothing's going on. So let's pull up silver. Just to get more forward testing time in, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that I'm loving about gold. Nothing light bulb to me. I mean, maybe we'll respect this gap, but to be honest, I just don't know. So hey, now we're moving back down again. Maybe we'll get something for the next macro. We have a macro in however many minutes. If you click the details in Forex Factory after PMI happens, it tells you it's bullish also in a fundamental level, and I did. It was good for currency. Wait, I want to see that. Yeah, whatever it says on Forex Factory, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna fade the news, dude. I don't trust the news. This right here under actual, is it this? If you click detail after PMI happen. I don't know how to interpret this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna close it. Sorry guys, this is so boring. But I don't know what else to do, and I am gonna be staying on the charts till 11:10, so that's just my rules. There's still 5 of you watching. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, just send me a screenshot. Like, yeah, I'm sorry it's so boring, but there's literally nothing I can do. This is just part of my rules. I have to stay on the stream until 11:10. Because, if we do get something for this next macro, and it's really light bulb, because now we have been generating liquidity for quite a while, it's possible we could get something. I still really don't want to because we're at all-time highs, but we'll just have to see. If I measure this out from the body, this might be more accurate. $15-minute gap here. Okay, what would actually be decent is maybe we have this 5-minute gap and maybe we sweep out the low. Then again, kind of want to see this 5-minute gap get hit. Oh, check Discord. Okay. This means if it's good for currency, USD will go up. If it's bad for currency, USD will go down. TGR taught this in his free boot camp on YouTube. Interesting. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, this is very obviously accumulation. So 5-minute fair value gap down here. The only possibility is maybe we manipulate into this 5-minute gap and then get a change state delivery or an inversion. And I mean, yeah. And I really would not short because you just don't short at all-time highs. We also have a 15-minute gap here too. I don't know if it'd be better to use a 15-minute gap or a 5-minute gap. I'll probably use the 5-minute because usually use more precise entries. Yeah, I know CRT. Of course. Nothing obvious, guys. I actually really like CRT. I know a lot of people hate on it, but I actually think it's pretty cool. Yesterday when I was learning the name for Breakaway Gap, the IOFD or something, your TikTok popped up first. IOFD. Oh, no way. That's that's crazy. That's cool. Yeah, cuz my videos like a lot of the things I've made videos on, literally I couldn't find videos on them. That's why I made them. It's actually kind of funny because no one teaches this stuff because it's all gate kept. So, yeah. Check Discord. That's legendary. That is awesome. I love that. No one else is explaining the stuff. See, like, in my brain, I'm like, I want to take a trade, but I feel like this is no matter what going to be lower probability. And I don't want to take a loss. So I'm very hesitant to want to take a trade. Because this, no matter what I do, is going to be lower probability. Sometimes the best decision is just save it for the days where you know high probability price action is going to, give you a good trade. I know. No one else is doing it, bro. It was just like so frustrating to me. No one would help me. So I just said, okay, fine, I'll do it myself and I'll make all the videos. And I just do research, and then once I figured something out, I'd make the video. Like, because I was like, nah, no one's going to help me. I'll do it myself, and I'll help everyone else, I guess. So, we are getting 30-second change day delivery, but like I said, it's not light bulb for me. I don't want to take it. It would not be a trade I would be proud of. That's for sure. I mean, it's just obviously in a consolidation. Like, it's not clear to me that this is broken out in any way. I'm gonna fall asleep. Oh my gosh. 15 more minutes. There's still 5 of you watching. That's crazy. That's actually kind of crazy. Okay, we are getting a little bit more momentum with this change day delivery. I don't want to take it though. I can't get behind taking this as a real trade. I don't want to. But this could work. It could work, but I'm not like I just personally it's just not something I'd be proud of in my journal, so I wouldn't take it. But like I said, 30-second change state delivery, we did tap that 5-minute gap, so maybe, but I like I said, I'm not. Yeah, I would not be proud of this. It's just consolidation. So it looks like maybe we got 1-minute change. That 1-minute change state delivery looks a little better. That 1-minute change state delivery looks a little better. But it almost looks a little too simple. I'm more interested in just observing this and not taking it. Because like I said, like this isn't like it's very mediocre. It's not nothing light bulb that I would like love. So as far as I'm concerned, this could still be accumulation. Demo take? I don't. Nah, I'm not gonna take trades on demo that I. Yeah. That I wouldn't take for real. I mean, for the most part. So there may be exceptions, but for the most part, I just don't like taking trades on demo that I wouldn't take for real. It just creates bad mental practices in my mind. Yeah, see, this isn't. I mean, it's not obvious. We still could deliver higher, but like I said, it's just lack of displacement, lack of energy. The market's dead right now. This is not something you want to trade. This is obviously a consolidation. So. I honestly just want to be done for the day. This is just low probability. 9 more minutes. Or no, 11 more minutes. Yeah, I would love to stay for PM session, but I'm not I'm trying to stay consistent and just show up at the same time every single day. Yeah, it might. Yeah, no trades for me today. Unless we get manipulation and then change the state delivery. Yeah, nothing I like, guys. I don't even know what to do. Q day, though, most persons don't know when to walk away and not trade. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very, very hard. But, yeah. So, if I had to pick a trade to take today, if I literally had to for my life, the one from Camel Took is fine. the one that Camel took is fine. Whereas Sweet the Loaf, delivering from Fairlight at 1 minute, I would probably not take it though if I had to choose. And then maybe, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, was there anything else? Maybe 5 minute. We have this 5 minute gap. So yeah, maybe, yeah, no, this would be, actually, this would be maybe the only other one I would consider where it's the same thing, but yeah, if I had to take a trade for my life today, this would probably be it. 5 minute gap here. 5 minute gap. 30-second change state delivery. And we get a very good pop off both of these equal lows. Pop. 5 minute gap. 30-second change state delivery. Target this LRLR. Yep, exactly. But like I said, I'm really just trying to narrow down my trading so that way it's only trades I love. So even though this was okay, still might not have taken it because yeah, it's just it's okay, it's decent, but nice little LRLR here. We go run that, and you can see we do end up going quite a ways further. We backtest OTE as always. It's like I've seen it happen so many times now that it's like it just never stops. And we run up to that 4th standard deviation. Very cool. So yeah, I'd enter on the close in this scenario because close is about the same as where it was, and looks like we're ready to go run liquidity. So and this looks like so far it's moving higher, but like I said, nothing super obvious. Wait, this 1 minute inversion. No, we're still in accumulation. I don't want to take it. But we do have... No, yeah. I'm going to tape read it, but I'm not going to take it. Because once again, accumulation... But then again, we are going against that higher time frame. Just nothing in here is worth taking. It seems like it's just all a mess, and no thank you. Yeah, look at that. See, this is failing. And actually, you know what's probably going on is we're testing this change state delivery again. But then again, I'm kind of just speculating a whole bunch of random noise. So yeah, I know cool trades. Did Jade Cap take a trade? That's a good question. Four minutes. Yeah, at this point, I'm definitely not taking anything. I don't think he took one. Yeah, just on days like today, you have to understand that it's about not taking stupid trades. That is going to make you money, because then you don't lose money from the ones that you are easy wins on easy days. It's simply just don't do anything. And this is where most people always slip up. So I'm very happy I didn't do anything. We are retesting this 1 minute change state delivery, and we are getting a reaction off of it. Do I regret taking it? No, I don't care, because it's choppy price action, lower probability conditions, all-time highs. I don't need to take trades like that. But you can see that we are expanding off that 1 minute change state delivery. Clear accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But do I care? No, I don't. I don't care at all. Three minutes. Maybe we should trade the 5-second chart. Might be actual opportunity on here. It's kind of a joke, but like, I feel like this is actually, if you had to trade accumulation ranges, like, I feel like this would be actually how you would do it, is the 5-second chart, because 5-second change state delivery, we go run these equal highs. I don't know, something like that. Like, change state delivery, we run these equal lows. But I would not really ever trade this. There we go, on our way up higher. 2 minutes left, and then I'm done. I might just end the stream. No, nah, I have to stay here till 11:10. Yeah, it really is. But like, if I had, like, if someone said, you have to trade this accumulation range or you're gonna die, like, I'm forcing you to, I would trade the 5-second chart, and I would use 1 minute. I'd use 1 minute key levels. Like, for instance, I would go. I don't even know. There's not a lot of opportunity, but like, is tricky. I don't know. Like, maybe this 1 minute, rejection block, and then 5-second. Yeah, like 1 minute rejection block, and then 5-second change state delivery, and then target there. I don't know what I'd do. But that's why I don't trade these time frames. So yeah, similar thing here. 1 minute 1 minute gap. Wondering if there's 5-second change of state of delivery. Yep, there kind of was. Nothing I would ever take. Okay, 11:10, 11:11 actually. I will see you guys later. Whenever I either make the market recap or backtest or whenever. Low-key, that's a strat. Maybe. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.